Jean-Charles, welcome to the Energy Nexus. Thank you so much for availing yourself.
Pleasure.
At this year's conference, the focus is on the road to first oil and beyond. How does this theme actually resonate with SBM Offshore, as well as your current priorities in the country?
The theme is very well picked. I think it's a very good theme, and you can look at it in two phases. Yeah, the road to first oil and beyond, and they're two distinct things, but they're very interlinked. So we've been proudly delivering FPSOs in the world over the past decades. So we've built more than 50 FPSOs. We have more than 400 years of accumulated operational experience. And when we put all this experience into what to avoid, where are the risks, how to deliver FPSOs, we know how, when decisions are made in country to launch an FID, we're quite fast and we're quite deliberate in the way that we deliver those solutions offshore and reach first oil quickly, reliably, and in a fashion that benefits the country. So that is the road to first oil is very core to what we know how to do. So we're very happy with the theme. And then when you look at and beyond, let's not forget that we don't just deliver FPSOs, we operate them. We operate FPSOs, and you can think about 20 years design life, 30 years design or operations life. So when we sign a contract, we sign a 30 plus years investment in a country, presence in a country. So it's very important that what we do now is not for first oil, but it's and beyond. And how do we manage that and beyond is very important at that stage.
Being futuristic in terms of whatever we are doing now. And I guess also it was the message that resonated with the official opening in terms of how Namibia needs to get ready and ensure that what we do today benefits the generation to come. Would you agree to the sentiment that was shared today?
No, 100%. I think the opening speech was amazing. It really resonates not only to us, but I'm sure to all the people in the room. This is not a short-term industry, by no means. This is a long-term game. When we enter and we invest into a place, we invest with the view of sustained investment that we can almost develop in an open source fashion. That maybe we are here, we have some know-how that we can share, some know-how where we can onboard people and explain and learn and share the learning. But we want that learning to go in the hands of the people in Namibia. So we can make the parallel in the discussion with other countries where we operate, where we do that quite successfully, where we invest, we hand over to government, and the government then continue adapting those tools to the local reality of the countries where we operate. But yeah, it's a long-term game for sure.
Amazing. You mentioned earlier that you have the experience as a company, you have experience, so you are able to move things quickly and faster and based on other learnings from other countries. So from Namibia point of view, in your own words, what will be the critical success factors that will really help us to move from discovery to production?
The first thing is momentum. So if we go on to this, what we do is standardized. What we do is based on our learnings. We can deploy solutions very quickly. We have a program that we call Fast Forward, and it's been successfully deployed around the globe, namely in Guyana. If you look Guyana,
Yes.
I think first oil was somewhere around 2019, and we're about 6 years later. And this year they target 33 billion in oil revenues. And this is 4 assets and 4 that we have designed and operated. So we know how to scale fast, how to go fast. So I think that would be the first element. Now, if you look at partnerships, look at Namibia. If you look at the acreage map of the operating companies, 10 years ago to this year, you see all the big names, all the big partners: Shell, Total, Chevron. We see all those names appearing on the map, and that's very true for Namibia to partner with those, internationally recognized names. And at the same token, those operators will then handpick their contractors, the likes of us, based on their track record and based on their reliability to deliver. I think that is very important to unlock Namibia first oil, but not only just unlock first oil, but as expected, on time, reliably.
And what role do you see yourself playing in actually that driving that collaboration, that partnership where do you see yourself being a critical player, and who are some of those players that you hope you can be able to collaborate with and to really fast track and build on this momentum that you're talking about?
So what we've seen recently, or not recently, but over the past years, we see oil companies, oil operators, international names, seeing at what we are doing and what the likes of our market is doing, the pace at which we put FPSOs out there. And they understand that relying on the contractor is a very important factor. So we have constructive dialogue with the oil companies where we share openly, transparently, hey, this is how we do things. We've been successful in deploying this fast because of implementation of this, not implementation of that, acceptance of this, rejection of that. Would you agree and discuss this? Would you, oil company, want to come to the table and discuss a contractor-led solution? Can you let us do what we're good at, basically? So we discuss that openly, who bears what risk, and more often than not, we find synergies, we find savings, and we find that we can drive things faster. So it's resulting in standardization. So we have standard hulls for our FPSOs that we can even purchase in advance. We have we have still one of them available that is purchased in advance and ready to be deployed. So instead of having to build one, there's one that is 80% ready that we have in our books. We do the same for capital equipment. We mobilize people early and we basically invest.
One of the messages that came strongly from the president's address this morning was the whole issue around mutual beneficiation and ensuring that as investors, as companies come into the country, they also leave the country better off. What is SBM's ambition or the work that you are doing to ensure that you contribute to local content, you contribute to skills development? You were mentioning some of the stuff that you have done since you actually opened office in 2024. Can you just give us more details in terms of what that looks like?
No, thank you. It's a very good question. It's close to our heart, so I was very happy to have a moment to discuss this. I'll just use examples. That's easier because we can all make pledges. I think what matters is what we do. If we look at Namibia, so we have in our ranks 7 Namibian employees now. So they're graduate employees that we're very fortunate to meet here in Namibia. And we embark them on a journey to understand better our business and our company. They've spent, I think, the best part of last year in Kuala Lumpur office of SBM, part of the design team of Venus FPSO. So I was saying earlier, Venus FPSO has already some Namibian DNA within its design. We then embark them in a journey to join our Indian office in Bangalore. And I think we can bring something and share and open our doors. But what they bring back was very refreshing, I think. They bring back a different perspective. They challenge us. They question us. And everybody in the company that met this little group of young Namibian were fairly impressed. CEO, our HR director, everybody, when we met, and myself included, were very impressed with their ability to see, hey, why are you doing this? Challenge the status quo. I think the land of the brave is a proper name. So that we were very happy with this. So that's one example. I mentioned, I'll give you another one. If I transpose to another country, no later than Friday, okay. We had 20 Guyanese young engineers that actually graduated from the Guyana Technical Training Institute in Berbice, which we helped build together. That's the first cohort that actually graduated in Guyana. Before for that, we have a training program that is in Guyana and then abroad. Yes. We bring all that abroad expertise back into Guyana. We have all the curriculum in Guyana, so now we can certify and train, or not we actually, the government can, because we hand over the facility to the government. They can train young Guyanese to international standards. It's internationally recognized. And I think there's only 12 of such facility to that level and that standard in the world. And one of it is in Guyana. This makes us very proud. And yeah, no later than Friday, we had a lot of photos of the graduation, and that's the moment that makes us proud. So we don't build this overnight. But if you don't deliberately want to do it from day one, it will never happen. And we want to do it from day one. So if we're trusted with a project in Namibia, we'll be very happy to support that further.
That's very encouraging to really see that there's already established, work and programs that we could easily, if we are open to adapt to our own country and ensure that we could actually upskill as you guys have done in Guyana. So that's really, really amazing. Thank you for actually bringing those life experiences and showing us what's possible. So just before we close, I just want to understand, I mean, you did mention that you've had quite a number of meetings and discussions since you've been here. The conference started yesterday. And because you already have an office here, there have been meetings that have been set up so you could be able to be constructive while you are here. What do you see as some of the biggest kind of opportunities and or risks towards this road to first oil that you could give us, insights into or advice to say we must be aware of from your observation, from your discussion as an industry leader?
It's been an intense couple of days already. What is really important in this type of forum for us is we understand there's an alignment, there's a consensus. And every time I hear somebody on stage, I'm thinking, oh, it's exactly what we think as well. We're very much aligned. So gathering industry leaders in the same room at the same moment is very important for direction setting, for ambition setting. And I think one thing is very important. The timing is right. I mean, we are at a moment where we cannot forget that the world is spinning around us. I mean, there's developments happening everywhere. There's a global competition for capital, for industry capacity. There's a limited capacity in the industry. So we want to invest in Namibia. We want to be present in Namibia. I think what I'm hearing, this is crucial time. I've heard pivotal time. I've heard, I don't know how many, different ways to say the same thing I've heard today, but the timing is now. And I think, the decisions taken now are going to be amazing. I think what we just discussed before as well, Guyana, after 5 years of oil production, receiving 33 billion a year in oil revenues is something that I think a lot of countries shall aspire to. And that money won't stay offshore. This is money and development that should, reach out all Namibians. And I think that was Her Excellency pledge this morning, which echoed everyone. And the round of applause in the room was unanimous. So this is really looking forward to what's happening next.
Amazing. As a closing shot, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you would like to actually to communicate and share with all our subscribers of the podcast in terms of what you actually see for the industry or what you as an organization are doing to contribute to really, really the well-being of Namibia and how it benefits from its, the first oil?
No, I think you've been quite in depth in the topics we've approached. Very passionate topics. The upskilling part especially resonates very closely to us. I think maybe one thing we could add is when we enter into a new country and we help support the development of new countries with reliable development solutions, reliable delivery of FPSOs, we also understand that this is a first step. We understand that we own it and we'll deliver it, we'll make commitments. And at the same time, we understand the weight on our shoulder to make sure that our commitments are honored in the long term. So I think we'll be present to all around to better understand the FPSO industry. So we're very happy to share knowledge openly. We'll be very happy to keep upskilling or supporting the upskilling in Namibia for a new sector, because there's a lot of skills in Namibia, but that's just a new sector. So some of it we can adapt, some of it we have to create, and maybe that sector will then pollinate something else, and we'll be very happy to work onto this. I've heard also Her Excellency mentioning the importance for the potential generation of revenues from the oil industry to expand to other businesses. I mean, I could have discussed with you about our agricultural programs in Guyana as well. So very happy to do that offline, but I'm sure this will be way too long for the people listening to us.
Thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure. And I can only wish you the best in your investment and in your presence in Namibia. And we hope to also learn from what you are doing in other countries so we don't start from scratch. So JC, thank you so much for your time.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thanks for